size. We use these for larger shows. They're a little bit more in carrying them out. And we'll show you an easy way to make some stands. You can use some wood. I've chosen to use PVC pipe. It's very simple and easy to do. The boards are made the same way. You've got your pegboard, you got your 1x2s on the edges, and you'll need that just to give this a little bit more strength. I like to use just a bolt with a wing nut that's easy to take apart. Same thing with the bottom. Just some easy wing nuts, so you don't need to have, you can just do it with your fingers. Whether it be something like that, or even a bolt with a wing nut like that, so they're easy to turn on in and out, so you don't need to have a wrench or anything as you take them in and out. It's sometimes nice to keep them loose if you're putting some boards together. We'll sometimes put our boards into a square, and to attach them, I'll usually use zip ties to hold them together, and I will show you that. We've just taken a plain piece of PVC pipe, it's 1 inch, and I've just made some out of 1.25 inches, and I'll show you how to make that in a second, and they just slide right down. They slide down. Those stands are just some old ones that I have laying on the side that need to be retouched with paint, and but I'm going to show you how to make these stands as of right now. The only thing you'll need is basically 3 pieces of pipe. Pipe can also be cut at Home Depot and Lowe's if you don't have any saw or anything at home, and they'll be able to cut them there. And all you'll need is a T and some end caps. So basically you'll glue the inside, stick that together, put your cap on, same thing, put some glue on, put that in, put your cap, your stub up, and that's how it ends up. And then you can paint that. And that's 1.25 inch pipe. To keep the legs from turning back and forth, I've drilled some holes through the sides, and I sometimes will either put a bolt through, or you can even use a zip tie. And what that does is it will keep that from turning, so that as customers come by and kick that with their toes, it pretty well stays in one place. There's some people who make these out of wood, and they'll use either 2x4s or 2x2s, and they will just basically do that. We've had some consultants who've, rather than make the PVC hanger and for hanging their displays, they've gone to Walmart and they found this coat rack. And it's very simple. It's put together really quick. And it's put together. And then whether you take and hang it up that direction. We put ours with the S bracket that we've just put on it. However, we've had some people who've just put Velcro on the top for the edges, and then they put Velcro along the top and along the sides, and they just stuck that on there, and the Velcro holds it up, so you don't have to do. We've just found the good thing about this is it's so easy to just put it on, take it off. The tough part is that it takes up a little bit more space in your car. As you can see, we have a few different sizes of boards. This one is 3 feet long. Our original ones, we started out at 4 because they fit into our minivan. However, we found that there was no place to put our legs and our poles, and so we cut them down to 3 feet. I personally like the 3 feet better. However, this is a 2-foot one, and the 2-foot one works just as well. You can see the difference with this particular one. I went with a black trim and went with the gray inside. It seems to show up the jewelry better. This one is just plain black, and it just doesn't have quite the feel. It looks a little bit classier with the gray and the black. We've put Velcro strips on the edges of our boards so that we can put, and we put them on our signs so that it's just easy afterwards to just put your signs, your price signs or paparazzi signs or whatever on them. We also put them on the sides as well, and we hang up our mirrors and put Velcro on our mirrors so that it's easy to put them on and off afterwards. As you can see, this is up to 4 board, our 1x2s. That's what it looks like at the beginning. This particular one, I've gone flat with the trim and have just screwed those in and made those boards. The reason we have hooks on the bottom, we like to use all our space to get as much jewelry as we can. And so before we get there, we'll double hang some of our jewelry. And once we get to the show, we'll just take some of those off. And then we just set them, we'll put them on the bottom row so that you're able to show more of your jewelry off once you get to the show. Our distance between here and the bottom is about 18 inches. Just gives you a little bit of room so that your jewelry can hang down from there as well. We're ready to do a show this next weekend, and as you can see, we've loaded up all our jewelry now. It's all ready to go. As we put it in the vehicle, we put foam in between. We used to use shrink wrap and hold everything in place, and that was a good idea, but it just takes so much time and effort. We found that just by using foam in between here, it holds all the jewelry in place. As your business builds a little bit and you start having so much jewelry and boxes and supplies and whatnot, you need a place to put everything. We've just set up a little room in the side of our garage, and basically what I've done is taken a board, I've put hinges on so that it can slide in and out, and then behind it we have shelves so that you can put your supplies behind there. That's something that I've done. It's easier to put everything in plastic buckets so that you're organized, and then when you're done, all you have to do is close that up again and it's out of the way. And that way, if people come by to take a look at your supplies and your jewelry when you're not doing a show, you'll be able to hide all your stuff behind there. Your room looks like a store. It's presentable, shows well, and you'll be able to sell more jewelry that way. Once you've been in the business for a little bit and you want to get very serious about your bigger displays and bigger shows, and so that you don't stub your toes on the PVC pipe, you can always go with a metal stand as well. These we've had welded together for us. These are aluminum, so they're a little bit lighter. Basically it's one piece. They've welded on a couple of side brackets, and they just go flat on the ground. They're easy. People don't stub, but they don't knock things over. We've made these, so all they do is they slide into the little square. And then for our brackets, we have 2 versions of ends to hook this together. We have some with the tips on it, and there's a hole on the end of them that we've had welded on. So all that will do when you get to the show is all you have to do is drop that into place. And then we have the version where if you want to, you can put a bolt through there. You could use a zip tie, whatever. I've decided I like to use a C-clamp. It's very quick and easy. You just slide that in and just drop that into place, and it's on. So we'll put that on the other one. And all of a sudden, your display is ready to go. And it's on. Very quick, very easy. A lot of your time is spent in setting up, and the quicker that you could make things go so it doesn't take you so long to set up, the easier it is for you in the long run. As you can see, we've got it so that it's easy to make continuations on from this. So if you put another pole up, all you have to do is slide that down and you can continue putting more boards up.